everyone, welcome back to my class. This is Rumana Ali. I hope you all are doing well. In today's class, I'm going to explain you about the chapter photosynthesis in higher plants. So, let us discuss about one of the essential factors for the process of photosynthesis, that is light. So, light is an essential factor for the process of photosynthesis, and when we talk about the factor light, we need to take this word into consideration, that is quality of light. So, here the quality of light means which wavelength is absorbed by the pigment. So, the different pigments absorb the different wavelength, and we need to use spectrophotometer, which is an instrument to see that which pigment is absorbing which color wavelength. So, after using the spectrophotometer, we can get a graph, and this graph starts with 400 nanometer and it ends at 700 nanometer. So, these are the wavelength of the different lights, and the visible light is broken into 7 different colors, that is Vibgyor. V is for violet, I indigo, B blue, G green, Y yellow, O orange, and R is for red. So, this visible light is broken or it is scattered into 7 different colors, and after using the meter we will get a graph. So, here the different pigments are present. So, the different pigments absorbs different wavelengths. Now, the chlorophyll A is a pigment which shows the 2 peaks. One peak is obtained in the blue region and the other peak is obtained in the red region. So, by this we can understand that chlorophyll A is a pigment that absorbs blue and the red wavelength. The next one is chlorophyll B. It is a pigment which shows a slight difference with the chlorophyll A. So, the chlorophyll B shows a peak that is obtained between the blue and the green region, and a peak which is obtained at the red region or in the red region. And the other pigment like carotenoid. So, carotenoid is a pigment which absorbs the wavelength of green and yellow color. So, the peak which is obtained depending upon the absorption of the wavelength by the carotenoid lies between the green and yellow color. So, in this way the different pigments absorb the different colors, and this graph shows the absorption spectrum. Absorption spectrum is nothing but it helps us to understand that which wavelength is absorbed by which pigment. Now, let us talk about the action spectrum. So, here by looking at this graph, we can say that chlorophyll A is the pigment which shows maximum absorption in the blue and red region. So, if the absorption is maximum, then the process of photosynthesis will also be maximum. Now, let us discuss about the action spectrum. Action spectrum is nothing but which indicates how the process is going on. Is it maximum or it is minimum? So, if the absorption is maximum, then definitely the action spectrum will also show the maximum range. Now, here we will take an example of an experiment. In the aquatic medium, some green algae were taken and these were exposed to different wavelengths. Now, these green algae, they accumulate in the blue as well as in the red region, and in the blue and red region we can find the presence of bubbles. So, when we get the bubbles in the water, when the oxygen is released. So, after the release of oxygen, we can get the bubbles in the aquatic medium. So, this experiment indicates that blue and the red region is suitable where the green algae absorbs their wavelength and where it shows the maximum absorption, and even the maximum action can also be seen in the blue and red region. So, as the bubbles are appearing in the blue and red region, how can we say that the process of photosynthesis is maximum in that region? We know that during the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is released as a byproduct. So, when the oxygen is released in the water, some bubbles can be seen. So, because of these bubbles in the blue and the red region, we can estimate that the more bubbles indicates the rate of photosynthesis. Accumulation of more bubbles in the aquatic medium indicates that the rate of photosynthesis is high. If there is a maximum absorption, then the rate of photosynthesis is high. And if we put a graph based on the action spectrum also, we can get a graph like this, where the two peaks can be obtained in the blue as well as in the red region. So, the blue and the red region is suitable where the maximum absorption takes place and where the process of photosynthesis takes place at a higher rate. This is about the absorption spectrum and action spectrum. So, now let us discuss about light harvesting complex. So, the collection of pigments that helps in the process of photosynthesis, that collection of pigments can be termed as quantosome, or it may also be referred to as light harvesting complex. So, in this complex, one pigment is present which is chlorophyll A, and it is termed as the reaction center, and around which some other pigments are also present like xanthophyll, carotenoid and other chlorophylls. And these pigments which are present around the main chlorophyll A pigment, these are called as accessory pigments. And we know that when light falls, the light is absorbed by these pigments. The light which is absorbed by these pigments is in the form of photons. So, in the form of photons, they can absorb the light, and we know that different pigments absorb the light of different wavelength. Now, after absorbing the light by these accessory pigments, they transfer the light to the other pigments. Then from the other pigments, it reaches to the main reaction center, that is to the chlorophyll A pigment. So, ultimately all the photons which are absorbed by the other accessory pigments, they reach to the main reaction center, that is to chlorophyll A. So, this is about the light harvesting complex. So, when the chlorophyll A receives, when it gets sufficient amount of energy, then it releases an electron, and that electron is accepted by the primary electron acceptor. So, here photons are absorbed by the accessory pigments, then from the accessory pigments it transferred to the chlorophyll A pigment. Then when the chlorophyll A pigment receives or gets sufficient amount of energy, it releases a pair of electron that is absorbed by the primary electron acceptor. This whole thing can be termed as light harvesting complex, can also be referred, or it can also be termed as antennae. Now, let us discuss about the two photosystems. Photosynthesis is a process that shows or that occurs in two different systems, that is PS1 and PS2. PS1 is nothing but photosystem 1 and PS2 is photosystem 2. These two systems helps in carrying out the process of photosynthesis. Now, let us see the difference between the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. So, in the photosystem 1, this whole thing is present, that is, it is composed of light harvesting complex, where we can find the quantosome and even the primary electron acceptor. Quantosome is nothing but the main reaction pigment and the accessory pigment. So, this thing is called as quantosome. So, the quantosome and the primary electron acceptor both together can be called as light harvesting complex or antennae. In the photosystem 1, the chlorophyll A is a pigment that receives the photons from the other accessory pigments, and it receives the photons, or it receives the wavelength 700 nanometer. So, based on the wavelength only, these systems are classified as PS1, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. So, if the chlorophyll A pigment absorbs the wavelength of 700 nanometer, then it is said to be as a photosystem 1, and if it is going to absorb the wavelength of 680 nanometer, then it is said to be as a photosystem 2. So, this is the major difference between the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Now, this photosystem 1 can also be termed as P700, and the photosystem 2 can also be called as P680. That's all for today. Meet you in next class. Thank you.